This weekend I'm going to go through all 30 symbols in my bear pen. I'm going to break them up and do 3 equal videos of 10 each. And I will mention at the outset that I have positions in every single one of these except for 3. 3 of them I took profits on Friday. And weirdly, all 3 of them are in the second chunk. So the entirety of this chunk I have positions on, with expirations no earlier than June 16 and some as late as January of next year. And these are in alphabetical order, and I've got the ticker symbol with a nice big watermark there, so it's quite obvious. Okay, beginning with Alcoa. This is a longer term trade. You can see this staggeringly huge top has not been complete. It will be complete until we get below that 2022 low, which was almost certainly on October 13. But this is a monster top, and it is, although the chart all by itself isn't like jumping up and down fantastic, the fact that the XME/GDX ratio is so bearish compels me to be short some kind of non-precious metal stuff. AMD, I've mentioned more than once that I think that the semiconductors are one of the last things holding this market up, and once they turn, everything will fall. And this is my way of tiptoeing into that zone. On Friday I got into AMD as well, and it's NVIDIA puts, and here's AMD here. And so long as it does not get back to this line, which was the most recent lower high, I'm fine with it. And even though the market was exceptionally strong on Friday, this actually managed to fall over 2%. But this is another kind of thing that could, I think, fall for literally years. This is a major trend line break right there. At least a couple years. So, if you said to me that this was going to return to, the single digits, would not be at all surprised. APA Corporation, my fondness for energy shorts. I did lighten up somewhat on Friday, a little bit on some energy issues, but on the whole, still very enthusiastic about this. Zoom in here, you can see the principal top is this right triangle. Then we've got a superset of that, which is everything above this blue line. And then we've got a superset of that, which is everything above this green line. This, I think, is pretty important resistance at this point. But I think this is set up for a tremendous drop. Energy across the board and commodities in general. Baidu, new position as of Friday. It's been extremely strong lately. A little bit speculative here, to say the least. The blue line here is the key. In fact, this, you know what? There's a lot of noise here. I think this is, it doesn't really hurt anything to have these lines, but it just adds more confusion. So I think that this could use a little tidying up. And I'm even wondering, I'll leave that. That trend line is very, very sharply ascented. That's not a word. It is a very sharp angle, but I'll leave it be for now. This probably is so old that I'll just dispense with that too. So we'll just leave it like that. In fact, I kind of wonder, well, that's okay. We'll leave it as such. The blue line here is the key. And as you zoom in, you can see we tagged that beautifully on Friday. So we'll see if that can get repelled. It's interesting because amongst the NASDAQ, some of these more gargantuan tops actually had a good Friday, even though the market really bounced strong at the end. But this is looking like it's got every good prospect of breaking even this level. And this is a good example showing this has already fallen. This has already lost about 5/6 of its value. It may not look it from this chart, but it has. 6 times 6 is 36. This peaked at around 360. It's about $60 now. It's lost about 5/6. In spite of that, they don't earn anything. They have no earnings at all. And I don't know what they do for a living, but this is a pretty ugly chart. So looks good to me. Burlington Stores also fell on Friday in spite of the market strength. And that's a sweet little top right there. A little inverted cup with saucer. I mean, I always say that, cup with handle. That looks good. I really like that. This is a pretty big position too. Here is Cleveland Cliffs, also fell. And I'm viewing this top as being similar to this one with respect to its prospect to fall that persistently. ConocoPhillips, top, and then right here, failure of this channel. The top is above this dashed line, and then a superset of that is above this green line. Here again, this is strong resistance, and I really don't doubt that we're going to break this lower line, maybe even the week ahead. You know, this is energy, I think, is in for her calamitous fall. CrowdStrike. This one is another large, right triangles all over the place. This is another one. This has had a big rally since the December bottom. This went up about 40%, but it seems to have pooped out. We've got a lot of overhead supply there. And this is, you know, yet another never made a penny in its life organizations. And when the 10th one, the final one for this video, is Domino's Pizza, which has this astonishingly large head and shoulders pattern. And it teased us a bit, got below its neckline here just a bit. And now we've pushed back to this level. I don't think it's going to recapture this gap. I certainly hope not. I'm going to get out long before it does. If it does, I view this line as the key resistance. And that concludes video number 1.